Let's get ready to rumble!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another interview edition of the Electric Circus Radio Show here at MetalMessiahRadio.com. We are your Metal Music Messiah. Tonight, I got a special guest with me on the line right now. We have Tom Cline of Cline's Mind. Cline's Mind is from Richfield Springs, New York. Cline's Mind was started back in 2004 by Tom Cline as a solo project. After the release of the first album, Evil Within, in 2005, the project was put on hold to pursue other music endeavors. Beginning of 2017, the release of Where the Sleepless Go EP was the rebirth of Tom Cline's band Cline's Mind. Now Cline's Mind is here to stay, thrash, death, and metalcore at its finest. Welcome to the Electric Circus Radio Show here at Metal Messiah Radio. How are you doing,
James? How
Tom?
are you, sir?
Pretty good. It's an honor and a pleasure having you on the show. So please, Tom.
Thanks for having me.
So Tom, please tell us about the newest offering, the new album.
The new album. It was a lot of work, but I promised my fans that I was going to release the second album in 2020. We released the first one back in March. So we were able to do this. We pulled it off. A Beautiful Chaos. It's just a great mix of many different styles of metal. We wanted to, be able to attract more than one style of metal listener. You got your death, your thrash, your metalcore. Just a group effort with the other guys that helped me work on this album.
So please tell us about the main topics and the topics in the lyrics and what you write about in the new album, some of the songs.
Well, a lot of it, I'd say the majority of it, it's, like basically what's going on in the world now with a lot of, with the pandemic and disease and famine and all that. We touch on child abuse, which is a very horrible thing that happens in the world, and it hits home a lot. So we wanted to touch on stuff that is real and not just made up lyrics about something that doesn't mean anything. So we put a lot of time and effort in doing the writing. So from there, I mean, that's basically the whole gist of it, is just everything that's real that's going on in our current world that we live in.
Okay, Tom, please tell us about the newest offering. It was released, A Beautiful Chaos, September the 12th, 2020. Who did the cover art for the album? I think it's amazing.
Yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful job. It was a guy out of Indonesia, of all places. He has an excellent array of artwork on his website, and offhand I can't think of it, but I could get that to you later. But he had all this different art available. You can get custom artwork, but I decided that this album cover in particular really showed what the album was about. So I went with it, and he worked with it, so it really fit our style. So I'm very impressed with it. I'm very happy with it.
Okay, you recently did a Cline's Mind, A Beautiful Chaos official lyric video. Please tell us who produced it and who does all your lyric videos.
Well, mainly I was using a guy out of the Philippines. He has his own company that does lyric videos. It's YOD Multimedia. He's done the majority of the Cline's Mind videos. So on the last album and this album, I wanted just to get a fresh look to my lyric videos, maybe something different. So I went with a guy. This gentleman is out of Italy. He has his own website. He produces short films too. But what I like about this guy is you send him the music, the lyrics, and he comes up with the whole concept of the video on his own. I don't have to send him, images to use within the video. I don't have to do anything. He comes up with it, and when he is finished, he takes his time. It takes a couple of months to get it done, but it's worth the wait. He does an amazing job. It looks very professional and polished, so he's the guy I'm going to be going with for future videos as well.
Please tell us about the mixing and mastering for Beautiful Chaos, and were there any other contributing artists helping you out on the album?
Yes, I mainly write all the music as far as guitar, song structure. Pretty much I do it from beginning to end. I don't use a drummer, and I make that known. I have a guy from France, amazing guy. He basically writes all my drum tracks for me. It's all edited. So he tailors them to my songs, and I go with that. In the past, I've played all the bass guitars on my albums, but this year, on this album, Chaos, I had my brother Jay Beecher do about 5 of the songs, because we played back in the 80s, 90s, the local scene here, and so I wanted to include him on the new album. The main vocalist, actually the only vocalist really for Cline's Mind, is Mike Lacey out of Michigan. He's been with me since the EP release in 2015. He did 3 songs on that, along with Bjorn Streed from Soilwork. He was a guest vocalist on that album as well. But from then up until now, Mike has been the vocalist on pretty much 98% of the songs. He's just an amazing vocalist. He can do everything, every style that I want. So he can cover it all. So I really don't need to work with anybody else because he fits everything that I write.
Previous albums you put out, in 2004 you did Evil Within, full-length album. 2017 you did Where the Sleepless Go. 2018 you did Souls of the Lost. I Am Alone, full-length album. 2019 One Nation Under Hell, full-length. 2019 Dead End Road you did 2020, and now here in 2020 you have a Beautiful Chaos full-length album. How are the songs different through the years on the previous albums? Is some of the topics and lyrics are the same subjects, or something different moving forward?
Well, I mean, you get to a certain point where you kind of run out of ideas to what to write about. But what's good is when I started in 2005, it was just for fun, because at the time I was in a full-time band where we played local scene and everything, and I wanted to do something on my own just to call my own stuff. So I basically did everything back then, even the vocals on that Evil Within album. But vocals weren't my strong point, so when I decided to start doing Cline's Mind again in 2015 with that EP, I scouted around basically online to find somebody that would be interested to work with. And that's where I came across Mike Lacey on SoundCloud, the website SoundCloud. Heard some of his stuff, loved his voice, asked if he wanted to, collaborate at some point. And he said yes, and we've been together for 5 years ever since. And he's done an amazing job on my albums. So, and I feel that he's plateaued my music to a different level. As far as the songwriting and the subjects over the years, basically what I said earlier, we just try to keep it real. We talk about, things that are going on in life, a lot of the bad parts of the world, which I think most of metal do that anyways. We don't have love songs and anything like that. We try to keep it real, talk about stuff that's important to us or that affect us. There's some songs about loss, I think everybody can, relate to that, losing someone that's close to them. Mm-hmm. So like I said, we keep it like that, and that's how it makes it easier just to keep writing stuff.
Okay, Tom, let's play a new track from the newest offering, A Beautiful Chaos, track number 1, A Nightmare You Can't Escape. What can you tell us about the song before we play it here on the Electric Circus?
So this was actually one of my favorite songs that was going to be put on this album until the very last one we wrote. We'll talk about that later, but this is probably my second favorite song on the album. And I wrote it and gave it to Mike and said, I want to write about something that is basically represents our current state, the world that we're in. And this is about, the pandemic and how it's,
Okay, thank you, Tom. We will be right back with Tom Cline of New York thrash metal band Cline's Mind. Here is A Nightmare You Can't Escape. Circuit Live, one place, metalmessiahradio.com. We are your metal music messiah. Crank it.
This is Tom Cline from the band Cline's Mind, thrash metal band from New York, and we are listening to J0KeR's Electric Circus on Metal Messiah Radio.
Metalheads, we're back with Tom Cline of Cline's Mind. Tom, you wanted to talk about a previous offering you guys did in 2019, One Nation Under Heel.
Yeah, that I wanted to make it a little bit different from my prior albums before that. Before that, we were heavy. We had some speed. We had some, metalcore and stuff. But on the One Nation Under Hell, I wanted it to have a step up in brutality. So there's quite a few tracks on there, man, where we have the BPMs over 200 and just really, really fast, aggressive riffs and vocals that really just energize you and get you right into it. And I had my brother-in-law Sean Long, an exceptional guitar player. He does his own thing like I do, kind of, but I wanted him on that album just to again throw a wrench into the previous albums and just have something different out there. And his lead work was just exceptional. He made that album what it was. And again, it was a group effort between me, Sean, and Mike Lacey, the vocalist. So it was really, if somebody wants a little change in my last two albums and they want to hear some real heavy Kline's Mind that's really brutal, go to that album because you'll be very pleased.
Please tell us about your gear and
my main guitar is an ESP 7-string LTD. Love it. I mean, it just does everything.
What is your favorite part, Tom, about this line of work, being a musician and being in a band?
The best thing about it is you're your own boss. I mean, no one can tell you what to do. It's just whatever's in you, it just comes out, and you can write how you want. Write about whatever you want. You make the songs fast, slow, medium, whatever you want. I mean, and the best thing about it is it's never ending. You can continue to play for 50 more years, and you're always going to come up with something new, hopefully something fresh, and give people a big variety of music to listen to. Right. So yeah, I love it. I mean, I'll never stop playing.
Tom, where do you see your band in the near future? Is any aspirations to get signed with a record label? And have you approached any record labels? And what's the process like trying to get on and get signed with a label?
Well, that's the tough part because the way I'm in New York, my vocalist is in Michigan. It's very tough to get to that next level, especially with the pandemic going on now, to even try to go that route. Would I love to make Kline's Mind a full touring band and do some gigs? Yes, but I mean, that's left to be seen. I mean, I love what we're doing now. We're making great music together, being in different states, and we're still able to put out this kind of material. As far as record labels, I've reached out to a couple, but the fact that we're not an actual working band where we're playing gigs and things like that, I think that's the issue I'm having with anybody taking interest. We feel that our music's comparable to a lot of bands that are out there, but again, we're not a group and we're not playing shows, so I think that's what hinders us right now.
Please tell us about some of your influences. I know your work in the new offering, you're covering some death metal, some metalcore, and some thrash metal. Please tell us about the influences.
Well, I started playing guitar back in '84, and back then it was old school Metallica, Slayer, Nuclear Assault, Testament, all those awesome '80s thrash bands. That's what really got me into it, and over the years, I've stuck with that style of music. You got Exodus and there's just so many to name. But then now when the 2000s come out, I stumbled upon Swedish metal. So you got your Soilwork and In Flames and Children of Bodom and just all these excellent bands. And so over the years, I think I've established my own style of playing. I try not to mimic anybody. I listen to a lot of different styles, but mainly, play the thrasher, speed metal. I'm a big Iron Maiden fan. It's probably my number one favorite band of all time, even though they're not as heavy as I play. They're a big influence because of their harmony guitars and their song structure. I love how they structure a song and build it up. So, yeah, I mean, and I know my brother who plays bass on this new album, he's the same as me. He's listened to all the same stuff I have growing up. And my singer, Mike, he listens to a lot more of the metalcore stuff. I think he's into some of the thrash from back in the day, but more metalcore, more progressive metal, new age technical, death metal, stuff like that.
All right, track number 12 from the new offering of J0KeR's. You covered Hallowed Be Thy Name by Iron Maiden, the cover tune. Tell us about that.
Oh yeah, that's got to be my favorite Iron Maiden song ever. And Iron Maiden, believe it or not, is not easy to play. I mean, I listen to some of my own original songs, and you might think, okay, that's pretty technical, but there's something about the way they wrote their songs and just their picking style. It was a very difficult song for me to record, and I've been playing 36 years. I don't know, there's something about it, but I wanted to do that in the worst way, and I asked Mike, my singer, if he could pull it off because most of our songs, we play in B, so it's a lot lower. And this one was in standard tuning. So I asked him if he could do it, and he said he'd do it. And I think he really hit it on the money. He did his own thing because there's only one Bruce Dickinson, so no one's going to copy him. But I think we put out a really good cover of that song. And again, I'd like to do more Maiden songs in the future.
Great job on that Iron Maiden cover tune, Hallowed Be Thy Name. I think it's the best one cover tune of that song I ever heard before, and you did it.
Awesome. Appreciate that. It means a lot.
Please tell us how you're dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, the lockdown. What are you doing in your spare time, and what do you do outside of the band as far as family and having a job, a real job?
Well, I actually have my own business. I have my own painting business, so actually gives me a lot more freedom to, play when I want, write music a lot. I do have family. I have two boys living with me. They're my rocks, and this COVID really for me, since we're not an actual band, we play gigs and things like that. It's given me a lot of time to write the music and produce as much as I do in a short amount of time that I do it. So yeah, with Mike down in Michigan, he works too, but I think he has a lot of free time too because of the pandemic. So yes, it sucks for not doing extracurricular activities, but as far as writing material, I have a lot of free extra time. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep writing and stay inside as much as they say we need to, and just hopefully keep the fans entertained.
I know you do your recording in your home studio. Tell us about your home studio where you record everything and your home studio setup. What do you have all set up in the system you use to record?
Okay, believe it or not, I have the most simplest setup you can imagine. It doesn't sound like it on the albums because I feel that we have very good production. I basically just have I have an interface. I run it through my computer. I use different guitar plugins. That's basically it. I mean, I write all my songs there. Like I said, my guy in France, he submits drum tracks to me, and I basically write the songs around the drum tracks. Sometimes I'll write the music, and then he'll do custom drum tracks for me. But once they're all done, he sends them to me. I put them in my studio. I have just a digital audio workstation inside my computer. I mix everything myself, and then I use online mastering service, CloudBalance. It's a great service. It does the job, and yeah, I mean, we don't really spend a lot of money producing this. So that's what technology is about nowadays. I mean, we're saving so much money, and I feel that we're putting out good quality product for as simple a setup that we're using.
Tom, please tell us how you interact and discuss about the fans and the responses so far with the new album and social media, and maybe any reviews you can tell us about so far that people have done on the band and the new offering.
Well, I mean, we usually get good feedback from the fans that we have. I get a lot of random messages on Facebook saying, "Hey, I love the new album. I love this is the best album to date." Usually they say that with every album, but I still love hearing it. We got reviewed by the Metal Age. It's a website. I'm not sure. I think they're from the United Kingdom. They reviewed several of our albums, and they love each album that we put out. And they're thorough, honest reviews. So we've gotten good feedback there. I have been on. A buddy of mine told me that I was on a couple other radio podcasts but I can't think of them offhand. But so I think with this album and the last album, we've gotten more exposure. And I think we're reaching more. So I'm hoping the next album just pushes us out there even more. And we just want, like I said, we just want to entertain people with good metal. And if you like one style of metal, death metal or metalcore or speed metal or thrash, we cover it all in all of our albums.
What is your thoughts on the music industry today?
Well, I mean, it's sad to say, it's sad to see that everything's digital now. I mean, I did CDs for Dead End Road, which is the album before last. But really, I mean, people aren't really interested in CDs anymore that I can see. Maybe from your major artists that are out there, people are still buying, but everything's digital now. So it's definitely harder to make money than it was before. So I wish it would get back to the old way, but I don't see it happening. But digital streaming is probably here to stay, and that's what it's going to be like. But it would be nice to go back to where you have CD stores and make CDs and the artwork, because the artwork's the best part of the album. You spend all this money on the artwork and you have a little thumbnail on a music website, so it takes a lot of the fun out of it. So hopefully down the road we'll see something new come out once we reach the pinnacle of digital and see where we go from there.
Personally, I'm old school. I like the physical copies of the vinyl and the CD, and in some cases cassettes. I can read the lyrics, I can read the credits, and see the pictures and the beautiful artwork and everything.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'd love to go back to that. I even contemplated on getting CDs done for the newest album because the artwork is outstanding, and I would just love to have a package put together for people. But again, I mean, with today's younger generation, they're all about streaming from their cars, their mobile phones, little speakers, and is it worth the investment to do it? I mean, on the other hand, 10 years down the road, you don't know if the internet will crash and we go back to old school, and at least you'll have physical copies of your music.
So, is there any new music in the stored away in the Cline's Mind vaults? Are you currently working on new material for the future already?
Well, like I said, I released Beautiful Chaos September 20th. I needed to take some time to rejuvenate. Did get a little burnout, producing 2 albums in 8 years' time. So I told the guys I'm going to clear my head for about a month and a half. Right. And I did so I just recently got some new gear, got a new interface. I'm going to probably get another guitar. I'm going to go back, do some 6-string work on this album. Like I said, last several albums have been 7-string with lower tuning, so we're gonna do some different tunings on this one, probably some drop tunings as well. And I'm actually starting. I'm starting writing some riffs. We're hoping to keep pace like we did last year. Last year I released Dead End Road in March, and then again Beautiful Chaos in September. So I'm looking for maybe April of 2021 for the next album, and probably September, October for the second album in 2021. That's our goal, is to try to release 2 albums every year.
Please tell us where we can buy your music, and please give us a plug on your websites. And can we get merchandise?
Yes, I have an official Bandcamp page. So it would be clinesmind.bandcamp.com, something of that nature. But I have physical CDs still, Dead End Road, a few Where the Sleepless Go, the EP that Bjorn Street was guest vocals on. I'm everywhere. I mean, we got our music on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, pretty much every digital platform that you can imagine. Full-length albums are on there. Also on my main Bandcamp page, you can stream all the albums. You can buy digital downloads or stream the music free like most people do. It's fine. I mean, I've never really been into this to make the money. It's just all about making music and just have fun with it. But it is nice if I can get some, get some reward for all the hard work, especially all the guys that are helping me put these albums out. I mean, we work hard to do that. We love doing it. So, yeah, I'm also on SoundCloud, Reverb Nation. You pretty much name it. You type in Cline's Mind in Google, and you'll see a ton of websites.
Have you had any?
Also, YouTube. I got a lot of lyric videos on YouTube.
Have you had any offers by any music festivals, like in sometime in the future, like in 2021? Any offers from music metal festivals to do shows?
No, and probably two main reasons for that is number one, the COVID. Everything's kind of on hold right now, not knowing what's going to happen. Unfortunately, not even major bands are touring. And secondly, again, we're not an actual working band where all the members are in the same location. So again, I'd love to do some of this live. I think we could do a killer show with the amount of songs that we have and the many different styles. So it's not, I'm not saying that it'll never get to that point. We'll see what the future holds.
Right. Please give shout outs to any fans and new fans to be. What would you like to say to them in closing? And is there anything else you'd like to talk about before we close here tonight?
Well, I can't think of any particular people offhand that we haven't even, haven't talked about already. There's a lot of fans that we have local and down there in Michigan where Mike lives, and I even have some fans over in Australia, in Europe. Actually, a lot of my music listeners are from Europe. So no personal names because I can't think of everybody, but no, I appreciate everybody that supports us and likes the work that we put out. We do it for all you guys, and we're gonna keep plugging away. And again, 2 albums a year, and we're gonna send a lot of music your way. And, other than that, no. I mean, I appreciate being able to talk on Metal Messiah Radio. It's a great opportunity to get the name Cline's Mind out there. So I appreciate it very much.
You're very welcome, Tom. It's been an honor and a pleasure having you on the show, Joker's Electric Circus, here at metalmessiahradio.com. We are your Metal Music Messiah. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule for doing this interview with us here tonight. And you're more than welcome to come back on the show and promote something new in the future, okay?
Thanks a lot, brother. Stay cool.